as always, and joining us this for our first show of the day. We moved back the shows a couple hours just to line up some scheduling. But joining us in our first show of the day is the South Texas Chaos, joined by Rachel Muniz, Christina Ariano, Jordan Diaz, and Kylie Reese. How are you doing, ladies?
Good.
Doing good.
Great to hear that. I know we all just got back, and I know this place it's kind of a weird setting. We all came back and we got away from the hurricane, and now some of us are kind of picking up the pieces a little bit. We came back to some not working Wi-Fi. I know I had some power outages during the day, so we had to scare a little bit for the shows. But we're not going to talk a little bit too much about the hurricane, but we're going to talk about a little bit of y'all's weekend up in Plano. Obviously, you guys have made an appearance at the USSSA Southern National Tournament. And you guys did really well for a young squad that you guys are. So let's begin with that. I want to talk about the first of all, your expectations heading up there. You guys had a couple tournaments under your belt. What were y'all's expectations heading up there? I think it was over 40, 50, 60 teams up there. What did you guys think you were heading into?
Well, I mean, we all know that like it's always hard competition there, and it's usually like a bigger tournament than this year, than like what it was this year. It's usually like over 100 teams or like close to 100 teams. So it's always good competition there. So we were expecting a lot.
Let's go around the circle. Let's go with Rachel.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of more teams, but I kind of felt like we could have done a lot better, but knowing that we were like smaller than the others, we still did good. So I don't know.
Is that the same view you, Kylie and Jordan had? Just a lot of different teams, and you guys obviously younger, but you guys had some obviously some noise to make.
Yeah. We haven't really been playing like tournaments getting canceled or just other situations happening. So this is really our first like tournament.
Yeah, I think you guys were in the tournament in Bernie. I think you guys were in another one as well. Kylie, what did you guys gain out of that one tournament or those couple tournaments that you guys played in before this big tournament?
We're still kind of getting used to each other since we're like a smaller team. So I think those first few tournaments were just trying to get to know each other better, trying to build that chemistry. But I think that really helped us when we went to Plano.
Yeah, and we were actually going to broadcast you guys, but in case we're all on the same page here and everyone's watching, we ran into some trouble up there. I guess some things just didn't line up. We'll just say that some things didn't line up on our end with the city. So unfortunately we were unable to broadcast them, but we did provide some updates and we were able to update everyone as far as social media went. And we did pretty well. And just like the teams did, we followed them around, and Chaos really put on a show. Kevin in a little bit, but to start things off, you guys went in 1-1 in pool play. It was really close scores. It was 4-3 over Crown Diamond and 5-4 tough loss to Oklahoma Blaze. Talk about this first two pool play games, guys. It was a Thursday to start the week off. And how do you guys think you did?
Well, like the first two games were like a little shaky. Like we like had to get the nerves out like the usual, because like again, like how everyone said, we're still getting like used to each other, you know. But overall we could have done better in the pool play, but once it came to bracket, we really turned it on.
Kind of going around here. Anyone want to chime in? Go ahead.
Yeah, we were like kind of nervous, I guess, but we were there, like we are just hitting the balls right to them. So of course they're catching it, but once we hit the brackets, we like showed what we had. We're still getting used to each other and joking, not around like playing or anything. We did for like the pool game. We did good.
Kylie and Jordan.
Yeah. In the pool games, we're still kind of getting used to like the faster pitching and just like the bigger teams in general. But I think we did good, and it definitely helped us when we got to bracket.
Yeah, I don't think we did that bad, like considering it was our first, like, I don't know, like real like competition. But I know when it came to bracket, we did really good.
Kevin, you want to chime in on this? Kevin Nauer joining us as well here. He joined. He got some live video and a little bit of the best live we can go up there. Kevin, what did you see from Chaos when you got to go look at them?
I think I just have a knack for recording Tina Ariano home runs. It seems like every time I show up, I hit record, she hits a home run.
For sure.
That's that was the first play that I saw when I got there Friday afternoon. I think you guys won that game, right?
Yeah, we did.
Right. You know, for you older girls, you know, you're relatively young. Was it y'all's first nationals for Kylie, or first nationals? You know, being with these older girls for Kylie and Jordan?
I think this was my second or third nationals with them.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
my second.
And for you older girls, you know, being that I know Christina and Rachel, you guys were the older ones. How was it like, kind of just like really directing the ship and just kind of, you know, sharing you guys' experiences having played against these girls before?
I love it. I mean, I love being the leader. Like, I like telling like the girls like my experiences that I've had, like my past nationals, since like I've been going since like such a young age with Coach Lino and Chaos since probably like freshman year to my senior year. But yeah, I just like telling the experiences, and it also helps like the younger girls so that they can know like what to experience as well when we go up there.
Rachel?
Yeah, it felt great just like being a leader for like the team, but mainly keeping them in place and helping them like get where they need to be, and helping them what's it called? I don't know, just helping them like get where they want to be.
And it seemed like, you know, you had mentioned that the one thing about you guys, you know, because I know Fully Loaded was able to play in some tournaments, Heat played in some tournaments, but for you guys really didn't have a lot of time together to play in games. And I know you guys had some practices, but I mean, you know full well that it's different when you're at game speed. It seemed like once you guys had a couple of games under y'all's belt, you guys started to click. Did y'all feel the same way?
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. When we first got there, it seemed that you guys had that first game under control. That was the Friday early game. I think that was against that Blaze team that you guys won 6-2. You guys did really well, and then we were backtracking between you and Heat. Kevin got to stick around for that one. Talk about that game. I'm pretty sure that was the game that Kevin mentioned, that the Ariano home run. Talk about that first game, early morning bracket play game to start off y'all's weekend in bracket play.
Yeah, it was definitely like, I mean, kind of nerve-wracking because like it's like first bracket game, like you have to go out there and then really show what you're doing and like prove that you know what you're doing and that you can be there and that you can hang with them. So I mean, like we kind of just like talked about it the night before, the day before, and like we were pumped for the game because we knew personally that we could do better. So we went out there and like we relaxed, we talked, we just had fun, and we really got to playing.
Yeah, beginning it was kind of shaky, but I think it was just the nerves of it being like the first bracket game. But I think once we got that out of us, the rest of the innings were better, and we just started seeing things better.
One thing I noticed from all three teams was that, you know, the Valley pretty much showed up again. And, you know, I was telling Billy on the ride home that the Valley's not far away when it comes to competition. Fully Loaded on their last game on Sunday, they were losing, I think it was 2-0 against the Louisiana Bombers for the whole game. It was 2-0. Fully Loaded had the bases loaded. They just missed out on a hit or two, and that game maybe could have gone another way. But did you guys feel the same way, not just from Chaos, but from seeing what Heat did and from seeing what Fully Loaded did, that you guys, the Valley, you all we're just getting closer and closer when it comes to competition, particularly with the teams up north?
Yeah, for sure. Because like every year, like even in high school, like there's always a team from the Valley that goes Sweet 16, like for South or for Vela or for Westlake, like any of us, like we always make playoffs and we always make a good run. So like that transfers like to the summer ball teams, because like we play for like the Valley teams for summer ball, and that just shows that like we play like good in high school, then we can just transfer it over to summer ball, and we're competition too, just like the other girls.
Definitely. Kylie, for you, obviously, you know, Christina was a senior this year on the Harlingen South team. You guys were Lady Hawks. I know you enjoyed pitching to Christina, not only with Chaos, but with Harlingen South. You know, obviously, you guys' season got cut short this year. What was it like being able to play with her one last time?
Me and Tina have played forever. She's always been my catcher. So it's kind of sad that our season had to get cut short, but the time that we did have, we definitely had the best of it.
Definitely. And Tina, for you, I joked with you when I first saw you. I was like, man, I thought I'd never see you play again. I mean, it was weird because just the time that we're in, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, it was serious. You never thought you might maybe get to see that person play again. I mean, for me, it felt strange. I mean, for you, it probably felt the same way, because not only, you know, being able to see us again, be able to play with Kylie again, you know, it's all kind of in the same circle. But as a senior, did you feel kind of that same way? Like, hey, it's good to see some familiar faces again?
Yeah, for sure. I was really bummed out about our senior year, like not working out for us, and like, well, not working out for us, but like getting cut short, you know? So being able to like play summer ball and like just even getting to play like one tournament, two tournaments, like with my teammates is the best feeling in the world, just to get back on the field with my best friends. So that's good.
Billy?
Yeah, is that the same way the rest of y'all felt as well? I know, Rachel, you're in college playing, and then Jordan, you're in high school. Is it similar for you, Rachel, that you guys could get cut short up there? It's kind of similar to how it is.
Yeah, it like sucks that we got cut short, but I was pretty excited to play travel ball for the last time with my friends. So it just brought me back like the rush and like excitement to be with them again.
And Jordan, you have a couple of years left on your contract with travel ball. Is it kind of like a little makeup or a little insurance season that you got to play some travel ball instead of not finishing up this season?
Yeah, so I was okay. So my whole high school team, we're all really young too. So not getting the experience like together and getting to know each other was kind of heartbreaking. But I always knew that we weren't going to completely stop playing. So to finally come and play with my friends that I had missed was great.
Wait, I want to ask this really quick because I noticed this throughout the whole tournament with every single team that we were at. Every time that everyone was up to the plate, we obviously scout the pitcher. I don't know if it's just us, but we were like, "Oh, damn, she's pitching fast." Is that the same reaction you guys get, or is that just me? I'm kind of new to softball and kind of scouting out softball. But is that the same reaction y'all kind of got when you were up there?
On some of them, yeah, there was about like 2 or 3 good pitchers that we faced, and like, I mean, we obviously like we try not to get it in our head. Like every time someone goes up, we're like, oh, she throws this, like have quick hands, you know. So like, I mean, we're used to it, like with playing travel ball, but yeah, you're not the only one thinking that.
Yeah, there's definitely some girls that make that ball pops out of their hands. Not only that, but the size too. I think that's kind of what really stands out is the size. Like, yep, we're from the Valley, they're from Dallas.
Exactly.
Definitely.
It kind of threw me off on the field as well. We were asking one of the fully loaded coaches, like, does this field look a little bit shorter too? And they're like, actually, when you get out there, it kind of is the same thing. So we were kind of a little confused, like with the short tracks and all that good stuff. Let's switch topics a little bit. I want to interject this really quick. We want to thank a couple of our sponsors that were able to sponsor our weekend. One of them was the concession stand in Santa Rosa. We appreciate you guys helping get our butts up there to cover these 3 teams. I also want to thank the Joe Campos Insurance Agency as well. Give them and look them up for any insurance or your concession stand as well for all your tasty needs. Let's switch topics a little bit. Let's talk about bracket play, guys. You guys stuck around, and it kind of surprised us a little bit with the young team that you guys are. Talk about y'all's journey in bracket play. I'm not saying that again as a bad thing. It's a compliment. I'm saying that as a compliment. So talk about y'all's bracket play. You guys did rather good there.
Yeah, like I said like earlier, like our bracket play, like we knew that we had to like show out. So we kind of just like we relaxed, we got it together, you know, like routine plays, got them done, because that really killed us in the pool play. Like we missed out on a couple routine plays and that cost us, especially with teams up there, they'll take advantage. So during our bracket, we really knew we had to step it up, and we did, and I'm proud of them for doing that.
During both games that we lost during bracket play, I know we could have won, but it just didn't turn into our favor. But if we keep playing the way we do, I know we can go much farther.
Rich or Kylie?
Yeah, bracket play, we're like there and we're mainly hitting to them, but we knew like we needed to step up, especially we knew like we didn't want it to be our last game there. So we knew like we needed to play harder and get routine plays right. So we just mainly relaxed ourselves and like came to our senses that we needed to do its best.
You mentioned the routine plays, and I know Kylie, you played some first base. What kind of routine plays did you kind of miss up on that you were not you that you guys corrected? What were some of those plays that you were able to pick up on and correct in bracket play?
It's just little plays like the throwdown, catcher throwdowns to second, like just getting those throws out. Even just like little infield errors that we had, but I think we corrected that relatively quick, and that's what helped us in the bracket, and that's what helped us like win more of our games.
And besides, and I know we talked about this already, it obviously the competition gets a lot tougher, but what else stood out to y'all? We saw some rather tall girls. What else stood out to y'all as the day moved on?
I would say just how like quick they were, like the runners and everything, especially how we adjusted to it.
I think what they had over us was definitely size. That's what stood out to us the most. But I think we stood up with them, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably like the size. I mean, like I would consider myself like pretty tall, like for down here, like 5'8". I think that's kind of tall, right? But like, yeah. So like over there, like I blend in like normal. Like I'm just like one of them. So like everyone's like, oh, like that's weird, you know? Like you're not tall right now, Christina. Yeah, it's like that, and like they take advantage of any mistake you make. So yeah.
Kevin, you got something?
Nope.
Jordan, what did you think? What else stood out to you, Jordan?
Their base running, the slappers, they had a ton of speed. That's like I was like, whoa, like Tina's throwing it down all the time.
Wait, let's switch a little bit of gears. Obviously, did they actually tell y'all what place y'all got, or actually before we switch?
I know we got top 20.
I think it's like
So-
17 or something.
Yeah, 17, I think.
17 or 16 of those.
Sweet. Well, that's not bad actually. Out of the I think it was 66 teams. I forget how many it was, Kevin, but it was
60,
a good amount of teams. And what was that?
60. I want to say 60.
Something like that.
60. Yeah. 60.
Yeah, but definitely really good that you guys, considering the amount of tournaments and time you guys had together, that you're able to crack the top 20. So congratulations to y'all on that. Let's get a little more of the non-travel ball type of era. I know every one of y'all is continuing to play softball. Kylie, you're at Weslaco. Christina, you're on your way to UIW, and Rachel, you're in college still. And Kylie, I'm not sure what you're doing right now. I think you're going to be a senior, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a senior, but I play at Harlingen South.
I was
Okay.
about to ask Kylie, since when did you go to Weslaco?
Oh, Kylie, I meant Jordan.
I'm a transfer.
I meant Jordan, that's me. That was on me. I meant Jordan. Jordan's over
I was
there.
like, I hope Coach Martinez is not hope Coach Martinez isn't watching this.
I know, Kylie, that was about to break my heart.
Yeah, just a little mess up on my notes, but let's start with Jordan. You're gonna head into your senior at Weslaco. Weslaco's had some pretty deep runs, obviously. they had Audrey Escamilla from RGV Heat, who played there as well, made a deep run in Weslaco a few years ago. Jordan, what can you say about the Weslaco team that you're going to be coming up with for your senior year?
I think we'll be really good. We have everybody coming back. It's just going at it, keep training, and I think we'll do really well and go really far. I really believe in our team.
How were y'all doing before that pandemic started?
We were doing good. We have a lot of newbies. Our starting pitchers are both going to be upcoming juniors. We've also had a couple freshmen, and I know this upcoming year we'll also have a couple freshmen. But I think our team will do really well.
Good
You
stuff.
know, how it was 2016. I think that's what Billy was talking about with the year Weslaco went to state. Jordan, I'm sure you where were you, or were you in junior high when that happened?
I was an 8th grader, yes.
So I'm sure you followed that whole entire run.
Yes.
How often do people still talk about that year?
Well, when Audrey and Ashley and Helen graduated, that was pretty much the last year we talked about it, because now we're making our own statement with our own team.
Right. And then next year, you know, you guys are back with Harlingen South and Harlingen and San Benito. So I think next year, for the next 2 years, 31 or 32 6A is going to be, again, the cream of the crop when it comes to softball.
Yes, it should be an interesting run against Kylie.
And for you, Kylie, now we're going to go over to you. You're a Harlingen South. Yes, you're a Harlingen South. I remember now. You're going to be an upcoming senior. Almost the same kind of deal. What do you expect coming up this season after getting last season shortened?
Well, this year we're losing, I think, 4 of our starters. So it's going to be kind of tough. We have all the freshmen coming up, though. So that's good. And I'm honestly super excited to see what's going to happen. I know we've had some deep runs in the past, so I think that's just something we just got to follow. And I'm not really scared about it. I think the only thing that we're going to lack is probably experience, but I think the older girls are going to help those girls out.
And Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were saying that Harlingen South this year had a pretty good team and that had a lot of eyeballs on them.
Yeah, well, you know, Christina and Quintana Muniz and Kayla Rogers were all at the forefront of that as seniors. Geez, Tina, I feel like you were in high school for like 6 years. I felt like you never graduated.
Wow.
But, you know, it's a good thing. You know, you guys were around for a long time. But, you know, you guys just still have the Salcedos coming back. Now, Kylie, your sister's going to be coming up. So yeah, I think what Billy was getting at was that, you know, you guys are still going to be pretty loaded come next year. You know, especially when it comes to pitching with Illy being back there in the circle, and then the bat she has. So, you know, you guys are going to be loaded. I know, Christina, you'd mentioned when Beth Aguilar and not Jordan Ramos, but Emily Delgado all came up in San Benito. You referred to them as they brought an army over to San Benito, and like, it's no joke. You know, so you got San Benito, and then you got Harlingen, and you know, they were, I think, like 18-6 when everything ended. And then here comes Weslaco. So yeah, you know, next year is gonna be a lot of fun for you guys. Well, at least for Kylie.
Yeah, for Kylie.
Well, it's still going to be funny the way for Christina, at least, because Christina, you have some plans of walking on at UIW. How did that kind of process start for you?
Well, I mean, I was getting scouted, and I did have offers, like one from Kansas, but that's pretty far from home. So I mean, I didn't take that one, so I just left that one alone. And then well, I was top 10% of my class, so I got an educational scholarship at UIW that got half of my school paid for. So I decided to go there and pursue my education, sorry. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, I mean, might as well like try out for the teams. Like, there's nothing to lose, you know? I mean, I know I have skill, and I know that as long as like I put myself in there and like act like I can like be with other girls and like have confidence that I can, which I know I can, I'll be okay.
Where were those schools in Kansas? Was it the Kansas, or was it like the little small?
No, it was a McPherson College.
Okay, yeah, we've heard some people from that were talking about McPherson. Rachel,
Yeah.
welcome back. Christina, but uh, talk about the season you had with Kylie, and just like Kevin was saying, you guys were having a rather good year with Kayla Rogers, Rays as well. What was that? What was that season looking to shape up? What in your view?
It was going in such a good direction. We ended off on such a good note, beating Lyford. That was a really high note for us since we like had a little couple games that were shaky and we lost a couple games. And I know a lot of Valley teams were talking about us because we lost a couple little games here and there. But we got right back on it with Lyford and we really proved ourselves that we could, that we were still one of the top dogs in the district. So after that game, it was just who would have known that would have been our last game, right? But it was just on the way up.
That's sweet. Well, we wish you luck over there at UIW. And honestly, I think I got an academic scholarship from there as well. And it's a pretty nice school, so I think you'd probably like it up there as well. Finally,
Thank you.
Rachel, you're at Central Methodist still, correct?
Yes.
So from Raymondville to Central Methodist, that's kind of the long drive that Christina was kind of like not wanting to consider. How's that trip been for you?
It's a long trip, 18 hours, but it's different. And then like, it's like a different environment from being here in the Valley. So it's a lot of fun.
What was your recruiting process like with CMU? It's been a year for you now at Central Methodist. Has it been 2 years? I can't remember honestly. Well, how long has it been since you got out of Raymondville?
This upcoming school year is going to be 2 years.
2 years. Okay, so you've had a couple years into your belt now. How have you adapted? I know it snows up there. Is the talent different up there? Or how are you liking it?
Yeah, the talent up there is really different compared to Texas. And especially like the girls are much older and like they're taller too. So I'm like the shortest one on the team. But it's really different and exciting to be up there with new people.
What have you? Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. How have you enjoyed your time up? This is kind of a little bit repetitive, but how have you enjoyed your time up there? As far as staying up there goes, I know a lot of people when they leave the Valley, they kind of trend backwards towards home. But is that kind of the stigma that you're trying to stay away from, or is that trying to? Are you trying to go that direction?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to like stay away from trying to come back to the Valley, but in a way, like it sort of gets harder as it goes, especially being so far away from home. Like I even got homesick and wanted to come back, but knowing like a lot of people are depending on me to stay up there, so I just choose to stay up there and like follow everybody's like expectations, I guess. But it's different as well, like comparing to here, Rainville, it's smaller than Rainville, but you get used to it, being there and making new friends and getting involved in activities.
Sweet. And so kind of to wrap this whole thing up, Rachel, I know you're going to be an age out. Christina, are you one of those as well, or are you going to be back for another year?
I'll be back for another year to play with Coach Lino.
Okay, cool. So is it only Rachel that's kind of the old person of the group in this case?
Yeah, she's a grandma.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Rachel, just sticking back with it, Rachel, talk about this being your last season. I know Fully Loaded had their whole story with them, but for you, it's kind of the opposite. You're the only one. But what's that feeling like knowing you guys had a really good turnout at nationals and it's your last one?
It's really sad that I didn't know it was gonna come to an end like this, especially with the whole COVID deal. I wish I had more time with the team, especially like they're like my sisters. And oh my God, it's so sad. But no, I'm forever like grateful that I met these wonderful girls, especially Cotino, always being there for me and pushing us. So it's just been a good ride.
I have some if you need some. Kind of a more broad question for everyone here. What's been your kind of your favorite moments of this entire summer? I know you might not have a lot because you haven't had so many tournaments, but what kind of memories can you guys remember throughout the summer?
My favorite is probably our 4-hour practices and just thinking like, oh my gosh, when is this gonna end? Like every Saturday and Sunday we'd had 4-hour practices.
Going around.
Yeah, it was definitely those 4-hour practices for me too. Those Indian runs at the end. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, okay, I loved them. Don't get me wrong. I always tried to hype the girls up about running, but yeah, those are my favorites so far.
I would say my favorite is, I think whenever we just do a good play, whenever we kind of pull together, get a good hit or something, or even after like we win a game, Coach Lino gets so pumped, and it's like just so fun to watch because it's like you're making your grandpa proud, and I think that's just like what I love about it. And I think after like all of us kind of have that like kind of that mindset like, oh, like when's it gonna end, like when it's gonna be over. But I think just seeing Coach Lino and our coaches get happy, that's like it's really what we played for.
Agreed.
And Rachel?
Yeah, it's definitely the practices, but mainly just joking around with Coach Sino and Coach Albert, and like including the girls. Like we give them headaches, and just like the rides over there to the hotel stays, and just the whole experience.
And you guys mentioned a lot about Coach Lino and Coach Albert, correct?
Yeah.
What have they meant to you guys? You've probably been with them for a while. Everyone always usually preaches about their travel ball coaches in any sport being like their second dad or one of their greatest mentors. What have you guys taken from him that you've applied to your life or to softball?
With like Coach Lino, he definitely he gave me a big chance because I started with him when I was an 8th grader, just like a little baby with such an old team he had. He had like a team full of juniors and seniors, and he took me in. So that I'm really grateful for that. I'll forever be grateful for that because I was such like a little string bean, like compared to everyone else. But yeah, and he definitely taught me to just like persevere through life, like even through like the hard times, because I've had some like rough patches like in my softball career, like little slumps here and there. And he was always there for me no matter what. Like although he would get mad at me like for striking out, but he was always there for me. We're striking out to hitting a home run.
Anybody else?
Yeah, no, he's like a second dad, but also a grandpa to me. Especially like thankful, like he took us in under his wing and like would always provide for us. Just like he's just always there for you no matter what.
Yeah, I would definitely say Lino's like my second grandpa. He always helps us out whenever we go to tournaments. Like if our parents can't make it up there, we can ride with him and he'll get us like our own rooms, and he takes out to dinner and all that stuff. So he definitely does a lot for us, and I know we're all grateful for him.
I really admire how he does everything out of his kind heart. Like, he's like our go-to grandpa, our second grandpa. So cute. Like when Tina hit a home run, he's like the most excited person ever. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it was so cute because like literally like earlier that day or the day before, it was the day before, he had told me in the car, he's like, Christina, my knee hurts. And I was like, well, you need to like rest, right? And he was like, yeah. And then I hit the home run, and you could see in the video where Kevin took it, he was jumping up and down, all crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I hope you cherish those memories, especially you, Rachel, with you wrapping up your season, and the rest of you guys getting another season with him. Kevin, before we wrap up, is there anything you got to add?
No, just shout out to Team South Texas Chaos. My cousin Sandy Guerrero, she played on Chaos, so I've always known of Chaos ever since she was in high school. I think she graduated in 2012. So, shout out to her and all you guys out there, South Texas Chaos, and Christina. It was good seeing you again, and Kylie and Rachel. I got to see you guys at Raymondville and Harlingen South, and Jordan. You still got a couple more years there at Westlake with Coach Mario. We call him Super Mario. I was gonna say Super Mario, but no, Coach Rodriguez. You can't exactly call him Super Mario, but yeah, it was good seeing you guys, and just to be able to see softball again for what, 3 or 4 days in a row, it was really good to see.
Exactly, and I'll kind of reiterate that out for Kevin. You guys kind of gave me a softball fever. This is what Kevin was kind of telling me in the car ride back. Is I didn't know a lot of softball. I didn't watch a lot of it, but for the past 3 weekends, it kind of got to me. So thank you all for that, and just the best of luck to you guys. And again, we're happy to cover you guys. Happy to see you guys not cherish or do well in your careers and everything. That's gonna wrap up our show with the South Texas Chaos. Jordan Diaz, Kylie Ruiz, Rachel Muniz, Christina Ariano, joined by Kevin R. and Billy Watson. Join us later this afternoon at 5:00 for Fully Loaded and 7:00 for the RGV Heat. We'll be talking about their appearances at Nationals as well. Guys, appreciate your time again. Good luck. Be safe, and we'll see you on the road.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.